What is up, Texas hockey fans? Welcome back to Clean Sheet of Ice, a Texas hockey podcast. Last night was beautiful. We're recording this Sunday, November 16th in the afternoon during the NFL slate. But last night was awesome. 5-1 Stars win. Almost had a shutout. Incredible win. Incredible offensive display from start to finish. Probably their best game all around this season for the Dallas Stars. Welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas Hockey Podcast, brought to you by Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here. Zang responsibly all season long. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up and play your first $5. Get $100 in bonus entries when you sign up using our promo code CSOI. Another thing, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Clean Sheet of Ice, on Twitter at Clean Sheet of Ice, and on our new YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already at Clean Sheet of Ice. Everything has moved over to a new channel. It's not on Apollo HOU anymore. So hit the Clean Sheet of Ice subscribe button on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter. I'm your host, Stone Strankman, joined always by Dom Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Stone, you have been banging the Jason Robertson bell since maybe game 2 of the season. And I think the phrase that I've heard on Zero Gravity is never wrong, just early. And what more applicable phrase than to see the heater that Jason Robertson is on and the guy who called it long before it started.
Look, man, I'm not going to take full credit for this. It's all Robo. Robo's been doing all the right things all season long, but everyone in the press box, everyone in the media, Michael Dixon on the radio, everyone after that goal the other night, 3 games ago, we were like, all right, that was a Robo goal that we haven't seen in a minute. He's going to start going on a tear. It's going to happen. And then what do you know? 9 points, 3 games. What does he have? 5 goals in 3 games? Like, had a hat trick last night, first hat trick of the season for the Dallas Stars. The hats were flying all over the ice at AAC. It was a beautiful display. They had picked up all of the hats, and all of a sudden I saw 5 more hats thrown on the ice, and the guys are like, hey, you got to go back and grab those. Like, can't leave the ice without all the hats. It was a great time. It was a party in AAC last night. It was a Saturday night, full house, loud house. It's a great crowd, great game all around from the Stars, but it didn't start with Robo. It started with our guy, Leon.
Yeah.
Leon Bischel doing the same thing he does in practice all the time. I'm telling everyone, I just see it every time in practice. This is what he practices. He's up at the top of the point, and he just sends it towards the net, just like we've seen Thomas Harley and Miro Heiskanen do for so many years now at a very high level. Leon just snuck it through everybody. I think it deflected off of a Flyers player just slightly. It goes into the net. The scoring's open. It's almost 4 minutes into the game. Leon gets the scoring going, and the Stars were buzzing. Absolutely buzzing to start the game. Maverick Bork, Justin Ritzkovian were out there to start, and they just immediately kind of get on the forecheck and just start going. And each shift that came out there, they were just going. They were buzzing. They were having a great time out there. There was no goals at that point, and then Lee gets that first goal. And I felt like the floodgates should have been opened in the first period with 16 minutes left, and they continued on that same buzzing. I feel like they should have just scored 4 goals in the first period. They didn't. They got the 1. But the gameplay itself, the offense, the defense, the goaltending was all incredible. They only allowed 3 shots on net in the first period. But Leon gets the scoring, his first goal of the season from Petrovic and Ritzkovian. Not who you thought was going to score the first goal or get the first assist of the game, but hell of a goal from Leon. He was very happy about getting the goal, but he was very humble about it. He was just like, yeah, you always love to score. For like, I want to score. I like scoring. It's very fun. But at the end of the day, like, I want to win. Like, credit to all my teammates giving me the puck, and like, puck just made the way through everybody and scored a goal. Like, it's fun, but not my main goal.
Yeah. And Philly coming off of a back-to-back, like, you wanted to see the Stars really step on their toes and really get aggressive, and they didn't have to get aggressive. They just played like a very calm, like, offensive zone-oriented style of first period. We had a power play, and we didn't score on that power play, but I thought we looked really good passing the puck around and just pushing Philly off of the tracks. And it was just really nice to see Dallas control. And that was the key to that first period. They just controlled that first period from the jump.
Yeah, and look, the Flyers goalie, Vladar, like, he was incredible in the first period. Like, there were so many shots that probably should have snuck in. Like, Miro hit the fucking post on one of them. He barely got a pad on the other. Like, there were several points in that game where I thought they should have scored many goals in the first period, especially in the first period. And he kept them alive in that first period, but after that, it was kind of a problem. It was just kind of a disaster class for the Flyers. Obviously, a second night of a back-to-back with travel is a tough thing. Robo pointed that out in his post-game press conference. But look, never wrong just early, man. It's just like never wrong just early. Jason Robertson, he just goes for it again. Tyler Seguin gets that great play, gets into the zone. He's kind of crashing the net, and he just gets stick lifted at the last second. The puck goes to the right. Robo's just in the right position, just backhands it on the ice, just past the pad, goes into the net for the second goal of the game, his 7th of the season. And I was like, he's on a tear, boys. I told you he's going to go on a tear. It's going to happen. He's going to score more goals. I didn't expect the rest of the game to happen, though.
Yeah, no. I mean, in my notes, in that, I literally have it set like he's about to start a run here that like we've all known Jason Robertson to do. And it's so funny because when you watch him live and on TV, like he's not fast, but when he makes his mind up that there is an opening, he does get to the point before a defender does. And that's when you know he's on his game. And he's a streaky player, but even when he's not playing on that hot streak, he's still finding ways to get open looks. They just end up not going in. And that's what we saw earlier in the year. But when he does get those open looks, the fastest shot in the league, at least he's up there with some of the quickest. I mean, from stick to net, unbelievably fast. People seem to forget that like they want to think he's leaving. Like he's still in a contract next year. Like I understand the contract is a big issue, but everyone seems to believe that he's a free agent this offseason. That's not the case. Okay. We have him for now. There have been reports that they're talking about a contract. So I don't know how to feel about that because with Dallas, you want to not hear anything because that's when Dallas is going to make a contract.
Yeah, it's that weird hockey rumors Twitter that always puts that out. And it's like Jeff Merrick, who's just making a guess. Like the only person I am going to trust with someone is actually in communication about a contract is Elliot Friedman. If you don't see it from Elliot Friedman, do not believe it. And you don't see it from the Stars account, do not believe it. Because at the end of the day, it's like there's one guy that's tapped in. It's not like the NBA or the NFL where there's multiple guys that are completely tapped into every organization, to every GM, every player. Like there's one guy for that in hockey. It's Elliot Friedman. Don't pay attention to Sarah Valley or anyone else. I know Sarah Valley's on Victory Plus. He is technically our guy now, I guess. I don't really know, but like the only person I'm trusting with that kind of news is Elliot Friedman. We haven't seen anything. They haven't really talked this season based off of what he's found out. And I would assume that's correct because he's an RFA. They just got the Harley deal done. I think they want to get to the trade deadline and kind of see what they can do on the fringes, or if someone has to go on LTIR at that point, then maybe use that a little bit heading into the playoffs. And then they can kind of decide what they want to do with Robo. Robo is going to be a star next year. He's an RFA. Like they're not going to let him go. It may be a 1-year deal. It may be a 2-year deal. I don't know. But on the off chance that Robo's just like, you know what? I like it here. I like playing with Mikko Rantanen and Roope Hintz and Wyatt Johnston and Thomas Harley and Miro Heiskanen and Jake Ottinger and every other damn person on this roster that's just locked up for 5 to 8 years. Yeah, Robo might just be like, you know what? I've got it pretty good here. I get to live in a tax-free state. I don't have to go back home to California where they're going to tax me to high heavens. And I can make $12 million, $13 million, and stay here. Sign me up, brother. I'm all in on that. So he could do that, but he's an RFA next year. But the next goal from Robo was quintessential Robo. The puck kind of finds him. He does the 180 spin around, just fling it at the net, and it goes in again. It happened again 2 games in a row. That Robo goal is always just so fun for me. It's just like, it doesn't seem like it's a good quality shot, but it's Jason Robertson doing it, and it just keeps working. He did it 2 games in a row now. It's a great goal from Robo, his 8th of the season so far. Roope on the assist again there. That's his 11th assist. Esa Lindell, maybe an offensive powerhouse. People are not talking about it. He's putting shots on net in like good positions and like good shots on net, and now he's getting assists, like he's setting guys up. Offensive powerhouse Esa Lindell. It's not something I signed up for this season, but I will absolutely take it.
Yeah, you were early on noticing like Roope and Robo is a connection that you've seen be really successful. I've been on the wave of Wyatt and Mikko this season. Has been really fun to see. But yeah, like that good cop, bad cop of Roope's speed and then Jason's always getting in the right position has been lethal this year.
And they've played several years together now. Robo mentioned that in his post game, where he's like, I've known it for the last 5-6 years. Rope is one of the best two-way players in the game of hockey. He's always good on defense. He's always in the right position. And then on offense, like his speed, his shot-making ability, his setup ability, all of that kind of stuff messes with the defense to where Robo, one of the best shooters in this game, one of the best scorers in this game, is able to just slide into a pocket where he knows he's not going to be guarded and Rope is going to find him. Like, it's a great connection, and I love it that they're on the second line and not just the first line. Because first line, you're going to expect the most from and everything. Over the last couple of years, we had the Matt Duchene, Mush, Tyler Seguin line. We were like, this is the best line of hockey, like all that kind of stuff. This Robo-Rupe connection is a big deal. I want to keep them together, and I want Wyatt and Mikko together because that's just two very, very good high hockey IQ lines that you can just put out with a random person. You got Sam Steele on the top line right now. You're throwing Tyler Seguin on the right side right now with the second line. Like, when push comes to shove, like you take Tyler Seguin off of that and you put Maverick Bork there. Okay, I'm fine with that. You put, I don't know, Colin Blackwell there. Like, I'd be okay with that on the right side. And then you have Matt Duchene and Tyler Seguin on your third line. And then your fourth line is like Oscar Back, Nathan Bastian, Justin Ritzkovian, whoever it is. Like, you just, and Radek Foxhill, you throw the fourth line together, the fourth line's going to be fine. Then you'd have three incredibly intelligent, high performers on offense on three separate lines, three pairs of that with a third guy on that line. And it just works. Sam Steele looks incredible on the top line. I know he's not scoring right now, but he's doing all the right things. He's in the right position. He's just not putting the puck in the back of the net. It's like, what are we doing? Just keep those two guys together on both of those lines, and you're just off and running. Robo's got 2 goals through 2 periods, and they came 6 minutes apart roughly. Like, and it was 2 very different goals, but it was 2 very intelligent hockey plays from Robo, where he just knows he has open eyes. He's going to shoot the puck, and it goes in. It was a great second period. The crowd was rocking at that point.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you think about trying to defend the Stars team, that first line is so star-studded. You have to be on high alert defensively. And then that second line, like Rupe is he's made his money and he's known for not having long shifts. And then with Robo, his style of scoring is very one-timer-ish. It's very really fast. Before you know, there's not really too much setup, and then boom, the puck's in the net. And that really complements Rupe's just listen, my shifts might be 20 seconds, but that's going to be 20 seconds of hell for you to cover. And then you get to that third and fourth line. That fourth line. I'm loving the dump and chase action. They're really tiring out the legs of every team they play. When they get to the third period, that opposing team's gassed. And so it's every line has their duty, and they're answering the call really well.
They're just good. So the second period was awesome. You're up 3-0. You're sitting there like, all right. Because I said it on the last one with Savannah. I was like, they're due for like a 5-1, 5-2 win, where they're just in control. They give up a late goal. It is what it is. Like, they're just due for that because they had the 7-0 shutout against Montreal. That was just an offensive onslaught after Casey keeps them in the game the first 10 minutes. Then the game before, you go to Ottawa, you go to overtime, you claw back on that one. You're down 2-0. You get the win 3-2. You're like, this team is bound to just have a 5-1, 5-2 game where they're in control the entirety of it until late in the third period where they give up a goal or two, and that's what it is. And that's exactly what happened because the third period happens. You go on the power play halfway through, 9.5 minutes into the period. Jason Robertson gets his hat trick, and it was just another tic-tac-toe. Just Mikko Rantanen over to Rupe. Rupe gets over to Robo. Robo nets it in, and it was just the most prototypical Jason Robertson goal of all time and prototypical Mikko and Rope setups of all time. Like, it was just normal power play at this point for this team. Like, they're second in the NHL, I believe, in power play percentage. They went 1 for 2 last night. They weren't like, they look like they're going to score on every single power play. And I expect them to score on every single power play at this point. And that's a great feeling to have compared to last year.
Yeah, no. And when the first like 3 games of the year, the power play was buzzing like it is now, but it was buzzing differently. Like, it looked more field-based and just like, if you sense you have an opportunity, you take it. But like last night and really the night before, I'm seeing this. There's always openings in the slot, and you're really starting to see like a semblance of a system on the power play. And whether it's, I think one time it was Esa Lindell somehow was right there in the slot. He got him a goal, but they're getting those really, really high chance opportunities from the slot, and you're seeing it kind of become more of a theme. And you're right, dude. Every time we're on the power play, you might as well chalk it up as like somebody's either going to hit the bar or the puck's going in the net.
Yeah, on the power play, it feels like if Miro can get it at the top and Miko is open on the right side, he'll send it over to Miko. Miko then sends it down to Rope. Rope then sends it into Wyatt or Robo, whoever's in the slot, and then that's just a goal for the last week or so.
Yeah.
That is what's happening right now. It's incredible. They're just like locked. If they can get it over on that right side, which thankfully no other NHL scouts are listening to this podcast probably right now. If they can get it on that right side, if you just take away Miko on that right side, they'll send it over to Robo on the other side, and then they'll try to figure out how to get Rope over there, then send it over the opposite side to Wyatt. It's a little bit different angle. It is what it is. Probably would still work at this point, but that's what they're doing. They're just getting it over to Miko. Miko's sending it down to Rope. Rope's done it's tic-tac-toe right to whoever's in the slot, and it's going in. Wyatt's been there for the last week or so, 2 weeks. He's got 8 power play goals in the NHL season so far, and now Robo gets his last night in that same kind of position. You're up 4-0. You're looking like you're going to shut him out. You don't shut him out. Bad play in the defensive zone. There's 3-4 guys kind of standing in front of the net. There's probably 5 feet in front of the net that are open, just clean ice, and no one can locate the puck. Puck slips out. 22, Dvorak for the Flyers just basically has an empty net on Jake and scores it. And you're like, that kind of stings, because they mentioned it after the Montreal game. Is like, look, when you're up 7-0, like it's really easy to go try to win that shutout when it's like 1-0 against Capitals a few weeks ago. They're like, that's when you're pressing, just trying to score more goals and play the best defense you can, because it's a 1-0 game. It's a one-shot game. But when it's 7-0, like you still grind and you want to have that shutout for your goalie, because you did your part on the other end of the ice. You want to make sure that you do your part of the job on the other end of the ice for your goaltender. They didn't get it completely done, but a 5-1 game. Tyler Seguin then shoots out of a rocket again on another breakaway. It's a few times in a few weeks now where he's gotten that open ice. Lyubushkin just kind of sends it over to Seguin while they're kind of changing, and Seguin gets that far right post. Just Tyler Seguin looked good, man. 7 goals. Robo's at 9. Miko's got double digits. Wyatt's got double digits. Robo's about to have double digits probably on Tuesday. If I had to just guess, Robo's just going to score another goal on Tuesday. Shocker that that's coming for me. But people are scoring goals left and right. Obviously, in Montreal, you had a lot of depth scoring. This game, it was a Robo and then Seguin and Leon. Like, take that all day long. Scoring from all sorts of different parts of the ice. The power play is incredible. And their defense looks pretty good. Their goaltending looks really good. I don't know. Maybe we're just good. Maybe the Stars are just good.
Tyler Seguin at 7 goals this year, this early in the season. If you watched him in the playoffs coming back from that brutal injury, I don't think I would say like, if you told me that, I'm like, I mean, I hope so, but man, he's looked really good. A really good game for Otter. I think early in the first period, he had a Superman like save, and I was like, okay, like Otter has not. I mean, listen, these guys are human too. Like, I don't know what it's like to live with a baby, but he now has a baby in his home, and he has not had the save percentage that we're normally to seeing Otter, but he's winning games. So, like, if you want to complain about it, Stars fans or people who do not like the Stars, like, man, you're complaining about a whole bunch of nothing, because this team, regardless of what that save percentage says, and Dismiss look good too. So I want to make that very clear. 11 wins or 12 wins now. Pretty, like, unless you're finding something to complain about, I guess. But hey, the Stars are shining right now.
Look, we both said give it 20 games for the defense to kind of figure it out. You're currently missing Thomas Harley and Nils Lundqvist, who are very important pieces. Your starting lineup, big pieces in the preseason, big pieces in the start the regular season. They're gone right now. Week to week for Thomas Harley, which we'll get to in a sec. Nils Lundqvist on LTIR technically, or IR. I can't remember which one it is, but maybe he's back late December. I have no idea. He's still week to week. You're missing 2 big pieces on defense and a new defensive system where you're trying to figure it out on the fly. You have training camp and preseason to get a little bit out of your system, the old system out of your system, but it took a little bit longer than everyone would have liked. The first 5 games, everyone's like, man, the defense stinks. Like, what's wrong with the defense? And now everyone's looking at the defense. They're like, man, the Stars defense is so good. We're not 20 games in yet. We're at 19 games. We're 12-4-3. We have 27 points. We're 2 points behind a team that is by far and away the best in the NHL. Everyone is just giving them double wristers. Like Colorado Avalanche have 29 points. They're 12-1-5. They haven't lost a game in regulation at home. They're on fire. Remember last season when the Minnesota Wild were just like 14-1?
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember them just like barely getting into the playoffs. I'm not saying that's happened in Colorado, but I'm saying is that the Dallas Stars have 27 points and they haven't played their best. They played their best game of the season, game 19. Colorado's been playing their best game of the season every night for 18 games. They have a game in hand. I get that. But Stars haven't played their best hockey yet until last night against a team that was a back-to-back with travel. Imagine what's going to happen by game 40. I'm just saying. This power play is too good. There's too many good players on this team to be worried about the defense, to be worried about the goaltending, to be worried about the scoring, the 5-on-5 stuff. We're not even 20 games in, and they're 2 points behind the Avalanche. They're tied for third in the NHL in points. What more can you ask of this team to figure out a new system to battle injuries of no captain for the first 19 games of the season, which we'll talk about in a second, no Matt Duchene for the last I don't know how many games. You miss Rope Hintz for a handful of games. Now you're going to miss Thomas Harley for a month. You're going to miss Nils Lundqvist for 2 months. Like, all of these injuries have stacked up, and they're still 2 points behind the Colorado Avalanche, who are by far and away the best team in the NHL, according to everyone in the media.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Like, I turned on an Avs game the other day, and outside of like Landeskog, like everybody is at their most peak form right now. And when you look at Dallas, I mean, I could make the argument a few guys are in their peak form. Robo definitely has gotten there by last night, but it isn't really the whole roster. Like, Colorado legitimately, like their fourth liners are playing the best hockey they've ever played, minus one guy. Fucking their goalies are playing like unreal, and well, I won't get into it, but yeah, no, even with the way Otter's looked in some spurts, I would still take Otter over
Wedgwood, yeah.
Wedgwood any day, man.
The backup. He's a backup, and he has the most wins in the NHL right now for goalies, and that's partly because of him, and that's partly because their offense is just absolutely humming at this point. Jake's had to struggle through some games, and he hadn't looked completely sharp to start the season, but I think he's starting to find it. And Casey, same thing. He had a rough game against Vancouver a few weeks ago, and you're like, man, this kind of sucks. And then he has a shutty against Montreal, who was top of the Atlantic when we played him, like first team in the division. Like, not a small feat. This goaltending is good. The defense is good. The team is good. You know what else is good, Dom? Underdog Fantasy.
Yep.
Underdog Fantasy. Let's win some money together this NHL season. We've got NFL seasons in full swing. We got NFL, college football, NBA season, and the NHL going on right now. And then come baseball time, you'll have them back on the docket. You can go win some money with Underdog Fantasy using promo code CSOI when you sign up. Play your first $5 and get $100 in bonus entries using our promo code CSOI. Last night, shocker, Jason Robertson higher than 0.5 points. That was the easiest pick of my life to pick that one. And I picked lower than on the saves on Dvorak, I believe is his name, the Flyers goalie. Easiest win of my life. You can win up to 5,000 times your money with Underdog Fantasy if you put the right picks and the right stats in there. You pick higher or lower on any specific stat, any specific game, any specific player throughout all of these sports. NFL season is in full swing. That's the hammer on Sunday. We're recording this right now. I'm trying to win some money during the NFL early slate. Did not win money this morning on the Dolphins game, but I got the win as a Dolphins fan, so I guess I'll take it. Win some money this season at Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code CSOI. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 and older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit the www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPEline at 1-877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. That's Underdog Fantasy using promo code CSOI to play your first $5. You get $100 in bonus entries using promo code CSOI. Underdog Fantasy, thanks for sponsoring this episode. Let's win some money together this NHL, NFL, college football, NBA season. Look, we just talked about the standings. Let's talk a little bit about injuries before we get to the Islanders game. Thomas Harley, they announced it right before puck drop, week to week with a lower body injury. Post game, we learned from goalie that he's been dealing with it for about 3-4 games now. He had an illness early in the season. It's kind of tough sledding for Thomas Harley. I know everyone's kind of looking at him and just like, hey, what's going on here? Why are we looking like this? This seems kind of weird, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you'd rather have this injury in November than in April.
Yeah, no, and if you watch the games as much as we both have, you kind of notice there was not the Thomas Harley that we've seen on a nightly basis. And it's it's a little bit of a relief because you just knew like this. There's a better version of Thomas Harley out there, and he wasn't even playing terrible, but there was just some mishaps that like I'm hoping that the breakaway issue was this injury because we were seeing breakaways like crazy to start the year. Also, new defensive system, but you just knew like he's better than what he's been showing the past couple games, and hopefully this injury isn't too long.
Yeah, and we don't know exactly what it is. They're never going to tell us. We're never going to find out until maybe later in the season or maybe even the exit interviews at the end of the season. Whenever the season ends, probably won't know about it. So we probably have no idea exactly what it is. But week to week, I would assume he goes on IR on Tuesday. So you can bring it up an extra guy. Then we have an extra defender there in case Capobianco or whoever else gets hurt. God forbid. I hope there's no more injuries because I'm already tired of it. And it's November 16th as we're recording this. Like it's brutal. But at the end of the day, you'd rather have it now than in April. If he's already been dealing with it for 3-4 games and they decided, hey, it's okay, just go get rested, go get healthy. We want you to play the Olympics because that's a big deal. Like we need that for you. We need you to perform for this team to go chase a Stanley Cup. Rather it happen now. And I have no idea what it is. And you mentioned the breakaway stuff. I thought the breakaway stuff had kind of subsided over the last week and a half or so since the last one that we saw from him where the puck flips into the zone and then obviously there's a misplay and there's a breakaway. It was annoying the first couple of weeks of the season, but I think that had dwindled and it had gotten a lot better, especially with everybody and especially with Thomas Harley. But if he's dealing with something for 3-4 games and you just decide, hey, it's better for him to just go week to week right now and not play for a month, then that's what's the best course of action for the entire season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There's 82 games. He's already played 18 of them. If he misses a month and he misses 15 games, it is what it is. You know, you get him back, you get him healthy, you put him back on that second D pairing, and you have one of the best offensive defensemen in the game back on your squad, running the power play too, whatever it is. I'd rather it happen now than later.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, there's no perfect time, but with the way Miro's been affecting the game on the offensive side, like it won't be too harsh of a time to deal without him.
Yeah, I mean, what we were missing last year from Miro was the point scoring, and then when he goes out, Thomas Harley picked up on the goal scoring.
Yeah.
And the assists and the points and all that kind of stuff. Now Miro's at 3-14, 17 points in 19 games. He looks incredible on defense, and he's looking lethal on offense. He should have had a goal last night too, and probably should have had an assist. Like he's doing it right now. And if you're going to have that kind of production from Miro, and then you're getting a random goal from Lee and you're getting a random goal from Essa, you can make shift that together.
Absolutely, yeah. Just let's just pray Jamie and Dutchie get back on the ice soon.
Yeah. I didn't go to practice today. The Dolphins played at 8:30 a.m. So I was watching that. But we learned that Jamie Benn and Matt Duchene were on the ice today. I don't know what we do with that information, but Matt Duchene he practices here and there. But what we did learn last night in the postgame presser from goalie was that Jamie was an option for last night. They decided to hold him out another game. So I would expect to see him at some point this week, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, that Jamie Benn will be sliding into the lineup for the first time this season. That's a huge just lift for the team as a overall. I'm not saying Jamie's going to come in and just light the lamp and score a bunch of points and do all kinds of things, but having your captain on your team, we saw last year when he left on paternity leave for those 3-4 games when they started their 7-game skid to end the regular season, the lineup doesn't hum without him. And he hasn't been in the lineup this entire time. And they're third in points in the NHL. Getting our captain back. Get a little captain boost. Jamie back this week. That's a big deal to get him back. And then whenever Dutchy comes back, that's a huge deal because that's a point per game player that's going to slot right into your lineup.
Absolutely. And with the past like 4 or 5 games, I've been very content with where the hits are. Last night we hit pretty well with Jamie Benn coming back. If you keep those hit numbers with the rest of the team and you add him into the mix, it's going to run teams off. It's going to tire them out, and we're going to continue to get these like the Dallas Stars. They do such a good job of making these highlight reel goals, these breakaways, these rushes. I mean that the Tyler Seguin goal where he beats him glove side was just chef's kiss. And if you're continuing to hit opposing teams, you're going to open up those opportunities for more. And we have the skill to put those pucks in the net.
Yeah, and last night, I don't know if you were able to see it on TV, but in person, there was a shot after the whistle. There was a penalty. The guy shot it at Jake. Maverick Bork stepping in to go hit the guy, and like Justin Ritzkovian's doing it, which we saw Ritzy fight the first 2 games of the season, which was absolutely awesome to start the season with 2 fights. But Jamie Benn's just going to be that guy now with those lines out there. Like he's going to be the guy out there as the aggressor to go hit guys after the whistle, to get in the scrums, to do all the things that the captain does incredibly well. And then Jamie is an incredibly good offensive player. His legs aren't the same. He's not as fast. It is what it is. But the IQ is there. The positioning is there. The shot is still there. I would expect that the third and fourth lines are just going to get a big jump in production just because Jamie's out there with them.
Yeah.
Whatever line he ends up placing on. And then when Dutchy comes back, maybe Jamie's just on the fourth line with Radek Faksa, who's been really good on offense this year too. I think you're going to see some production out of those lines with whoever is paired up with Jamie with those 3 guys. Like, I think you're going to see more points just because of his presence. He's going to take away the need for Maverick Bork to go hit somebody, even though Maverick Bork might just want to go hit somebody. Jamie Benn takes away the need to go do that. And if Maverick wants to add on to it, the more the merrier to go hit somebody after the whistle or at the benches when they're trying to get off the ice and get into a little tussle. Jamie Benn's going to be there to back you up. You have a little bit more confidence to go hit somebody after the whistle or on the benches or whatever like that when Jamie Benn's on your line. You're able to just go do that more often because Jamie's going to come there and either finish the fight or start it or whatever it is. Like Jamie will be there and then the points are going to go up. I think it's going to be really fun to have Jamie back in the building. I hope it's Tuesday night because it's a home game. I want that crowd pop for Jamie. I want him to be in the starting lineup. When they announce him on the ice, when he just gets on the ice for warmups, the crowd's going to go crazy. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Now, and with the way this team's rolling, what a perfect time to come back.
I can't believe they have 27 points right now. It's crazy. They're just good, man. They're just good. Before we get out of here, they play the Islanders on Tuesday night in AAC. The Islanders they kind of scare me. And it's not just the Islanders. It's Matthew Schaefer. He scares me. He's incredible. He's so good. I think he leads the NHL defenseman in goals. He's the youngest player ever to score an overtime goal in the regular season. So, the Islanders come to town. What do you expect out of this game?
So I don't know who's going to be in net. If it's to Smith, like I think he keeps rolling. I think he's gonna have these like post to post saves where it's like, damn, dude, like when expansion comes around, we might hear Smith's name called, and that will be deserving because for a smaller guy, he looks really good in net. Physically, I expect Essa to be the PK merchant that he is. And if you get the Stars on the power play, which is very likely with a team like New Jersey, it's doomsday for opposing teams. And I want to see Rupe get a goal. I want to see Rupe get one of those, just take the game over, fly through the zone, deke out the goalie, and put the puck in the net. But if you've watched Clean Sheet of Ice for any period of time, you know I'm going with the Stars. You know I'm thinking more of like a 3-1 game. I'm thinking that first period will be a big wave. And then we get to that third period, and that's when the Stars take over. So I would like to see Robo get a goal, but yeah, no, I'm seeing I'm seeing a lot of shots in this game. With the way New Jersey plays, the way Dallas has been playing. Last night we had 28 shots. If we get another 10-shot first period, like we did last night, I'm more than happy because I've seen times we've had like 7 shots in the first period. But yeah, no, I'm going 3-1, 4-1 Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I think we had 4 shots on goal in the Montreal game in the first period. They won 7-0. Crazy. But I think we're going to see Jake in net because we play Vancouver on the road on Thursday night. I would assume you see Casey in net. They always kind of put Casey against Vancouver. It's his previous team. He likes going against those guys. I know he didn't end up well the last time, but a little get back game, a little 9 o'clock game on a Thursday night. I will be up, unfortunately. Don't want to be, but I'll be up to watch it. But at the end of the day, I think Jake will be in net. I think this offense is at a point where everyone is that confident, where like Mikko's just always confident. He just knows he's going to be able to score the goal. Wyatt Johnston on the power play, automatic. He's got 8 out of his 11 goals on the power play. Don't have a problem with that. Jason Robertson now has the most confidence out of anyone in the league on the offensive side of the puck in the last 3 games. I'd expect that to keep going. Rope is as close to 100% now as we've seen him this season. Think he's going to get something as well. I think you're going to see a 4-2 win. I think it's going to be like 3-1 heading into the third, and you get a goal, and then you give up a goal. It's 4-2. I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
I can see that happening. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that I would have loved to see Otter get that shutout last night, dude.
Yeah.
Still played a great game, though. Still played a great game.
Because remember last season, like the first week or two, Casey and Jake went back-to-back shutouts at one point, which was really fun. So I think the goaltending is really coming around. The defense has been a lot better in the positioning aspect of the game, and then the offense is starting to really find their footing, and multiple guys are really starting to find the back of the net. I think that matters a lot of the time. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys over 16 points. You have 7 guys over 10 points. Right now, I think you're going to see that number kind of uptick once Jamie comes back, because then like Sam Steele, Radek Faksa, Maverick Bork, these kinds of guys are going to start scoring a little bit more points there. So I'm going to go 4-2 against the Islanders, and then we'll be back on Wednesday to talk about that one. What a win last night, 5-1. Should have got a shutty, but it is what it is. Robo, what can I say? Never wrong. Just early.
Just Robo. Early. And by the way, that was an unbelievable crowd last night. Saturday, completely sold out. I think it was Hall of Fame night.
Yep.
Really good Stars crowd. Love the anthem, Stars chant that I heard last night, and we got to keep that up.
Yeah. Hall of Fame game with Ralph Strangis, previous broadcaster, play-by-play guy for the Stars, and Joe Nieuwendyk, both go into the Hall of Fame tonight during the gala, as you're listening to this last night. Yeah, so congrats to them. They did the puck drop, ceremonial puck drop at the beginning of the game. It was a big moment. Everyone was excited to see have both of them in the building. We had Zubov in the building. We had everybody there. It was a good time last night. Let's keep the good times rolling. 5 games in a row that the Stars have won. Let's make it 6 on Tuesday against the Islanders. We'll be back on Wednesday to talk about that on Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast. Shout out to our sponsor, Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary Mix. We love Zing Zang over here. Zang responsibly all season long. It's America's #1 Bloody Mary Mix for a reason. Shout out to Zing Zang. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up. Play your first $5. Get $100 in bonus entries using our promo code CSOI with Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. Again, we didn't give out the bobblehead, so let's just do that on Wednesday. Hand up. That's on me. I didn't make the thing. I'm sorry. That's on me. I will give it away on Wednesday. I won't forget. I'll make the wheel right after this, and we'll spin it on Wednesday's episode to give that away, and we'll ship it wherever we need to. We'll give it away on Wednesday. Hand up. That's on me. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. We'll make sure to give that away the next episode. But subscribe to us on our new channel at Clean Sheet Advice on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts on Spotify, Apple, Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast. And we'll be back on Wednesday to recap the Islanders game and preview the Vancouver game on Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast.